welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to do kind of a goodbye 2023 video. We're going to take down all of my Christmas decorations because I'm kind of just ready to get the house back in order. We're going to go through my 2023 goals, which I know I recently went through, but we're going to do it again. And we're going to also reflect on that. We might do some cleaning, and yeah, whatever else we get into. So if you're interested, then just keep watching. But with that being said, I think the first thing I'm going to do is start by taking Christmas decorations down, and then we'll kind of go from there. We'll start with the tree, and then I'm probably going to just go around the house and gather everything and then put it back up. But I'm just trying to kind of get the house back in order. Goodbye Christmas. My cats have been messing with the tree, and it's just too much, to be quite honest. So we're going to start with taking the tree down, so that way that's gone. And I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I always laugh after the holidays, between fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of that. When you go to put your regular stuff back in your house, it always just looks super bare. I don't know why that is. I guess you just end up having more Christmas decorations maybe, but I don't know. But let's go ahead and start by taking down the Christmas tree. Okay, I definitely think Christmas has officially come down. I'm gonna do one more walkthrough around the house just to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I've got the tree, ornaments, and all of the Christmas stuff packed away. It's kind of sad, but that's just how it goes. Okay, so now what I want to go in, can I speak? Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is look at our 2023 goals. I know that I just kind of did a 2023 goal check-in, so we'll probably move through these kind of quick. Let me get comfortable. I think I'm actually going to change my angles. Hold on. Okay, so we went ahead and switched angles. So here I have my 2023 financial goals. So pay off tires, we've done that. Pay off Upstart loan, we've already done that, so those are checked. So now let's go to the ones we haven't checked. So pay off Honda, we did do that, so I can go ahead and check that off. How exciting. Build emergency fund, we did do that. Budget every month, we did do that. Sorry if you can hear the washer in the background, it's very loud. So invest $2,000 in Roth IRA, we did not do, so I'm gonna go ahead and X that one out. I know somebody said that you have until February or March to invest in this, but I wanted to have this done by the end of 2023, and we definitely didn't, so we're just gonna go from there. Improve credit score, did that. My credit score went up quite a bit, which is good. Fix new motor, did not do that. That's gonna be carried over for next year. Practice mindful spending, I've been really good about that. I've been really on top of just wanting to pay off debt and save, so my little impulse spending issues are definitely getting way better. If only I could get there for books. I think that's kind of the books and Hobby Lobby. Those two are I'm still working on them. And then build lean-to, we did not do that. So overall I had 12 financial goals and I only didn't complete 3 of them, so that's pretty good. I was able to do 9 out of 12, so I'm going to count that as a positive. But let's go ahead and switch over to my main goals. So like I've said before, some of these are repeats from the financial ones that just carried over here. So Pay off Honda. I'm gonna go through these fast. Pay off Honda, we did. Build emergency fund, we did. Budget. I put on here start investing, and we did start investing, so I can do that. Improve credit score, I did. Build lean-to and fix Suburban are both ones we did not do. Mindful spending, did that. And then what's next? Pass 3 CPA exams, did not do that. And then consistently post videos. I think I did that. I would say we could cross that off. I think I need to be more, like give that a monetary, or not a monetary, but give it a quantitative factor, because that's, like right now I think I did, but what if I went back and I missed like 10 uploads? I don't know. Establish a healthy morning and nighttime routine. I did not do that. Go on walks / consistently move my body. I've done better the second half of the year, but I did not the first half, so I don't really think I can cross that off, which is okay. We're just starting the habits now. We're getting better. That's all that matters, is improving. Set boundaries. Set boundaries. I definitely did that. I've been really good with that, which I'm happy about. Prioritize date night. I've been really good about that. And then last but not least, landscape yard. Did not do that. So let's see how we did overall. Let's see. So we accomplished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of 23. Not bad. So that's 6 goals that I didn't get out of 23. That's pretty good overall, I would say. I definitely think the goals that I made for myself this year were achievable, and I'm proud of the work that I did do. Oh, what I was saying, I'm proud of the work that I did put into this year. So I really was focusing on financial goals, paying down debt, saving money, and those are definitely going to translate over to next year. And then I'll probably take some of these into my planning for my 2024 goals, which we're going to talk about in a different video. But overall, really impressed with how I did. I think I worked really, really hard to achieve my goals, and I definitely accomplished a good majority. So we're going to carry that momentum into 2024 goals. And with that, I think we should do some 2023 reflections. Okay, so I'm sitting here at my desk, and I just found on my computer like 18 questions for year-end reflection. So I just thought we could go through some of these just to kind of reflect on the year, talk about the good things, the bad. So the first one is, what is the most important goal I achieved this year? And I know I talked about this quite a bit at this point, but I would say that the most important goal, or like the most one I'm proud of, is probably paying off my car. I don't want to go into too much because I know I've talked about this quite a few times, but I just made some not so good financial decisions when I was like in my early 20s, late teens with that car. And so I've just been working on trying to pay it off for quite a while now. And I finally did that this year after 8 years or something like that. I can't remember. So just excited that I finally did that. And then the next one was, what is my biggest career accomplishment? And this is probably interesting and probably not a typical like response, but I was thinking about it, and I think my biggest career accomplishment would actually be moving jobs. So I did work in Big Four public accounting for 2-ish years and decided it just really wasn't for me, which is kind of a scary leap and decision to make, because as accountants, at least public accountants, that's kind of like the big traditional like path you want to go, and most people want to stay for longer for better career opportunities, but I really was just miserable. It was affecting like everything in my life. I was super unhappy. It was affecting my relationship. It was affecting with my family, with my husband, all of that. So I did make the scary decision to leave public accounting, and I found a different job, and it was the best thing I could have ever done. The job I have now is just, it's amazing. It's great. It's everything I could ever ask for. So I think that was probably the biggest career accomplishment. And then what is my biggest relationship accomplishment? I don't really know on this one, to be quite honest. I would say getting married. Maybe, I don't know. I need to think probably on that one some more because I don't know. The next one says, what is the most enjoyable part of my work, both professionally and at home? So I would say the most enjoyable part of my work is that I get to work 4/10, so I have every Friday off, which is fun. But then also the people that I work with, my manager is the bomb. She is so awesome. She's fantastic. I can't say enough good things about her. So those are probably the most enjoyable parts of my work. And then the next one says, in what areas do I feel I've made my biggest improvements? I think, like I briefly said, I think my spending habits, I think I've gotten really good at, not just buy and trying to pay off debts and save. I think I've really improved there. I think I've also improved with setting boundaries and sticking to them and standing up for myself, not being like a big pushover. Definitely could still work on it, but I think that I have definitely improved there. What was the most challenging part of this year for me? I think the most challenging thing this year has been trying to figure out, going along with the boundaries part, is trying to figure out family stuff. That has definitely been, a point of contention in mine and my husband's relationship, and just trying to I don't know, I don't want to go into too much detail, but just trying to find that happy medium and setting boundaries with family. I think that has been probably a really big challenge of this year. Who were my most valuable relationships with? I'd say my husband and my parents. I think those are probably the most valuable. Who is someone I got to know better this year? I need to think on this one for a minute. I think somebody I got to know better this year is my grandma. Oddly enough, I think it's definitely interesting to have adult relationships with your parents, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles and all of that, because you really get to actually know who they are as people, not just, your family. And I think I really got to know my grandma a lot better this year, which is great. Her and I are super, super close. We spend a ton of time together. So I think that is good. Who do I wish I had gotten to know better in this past year? I think my sister-in-law. She's not even my sister-in-law yet, but one of my siblings' significant others. I think I wish I would have gotten to know her better this year. And I think I might try and really spend some more time with her next year. Get to know her better. Oh, this next one is really funny. So it says, what was the biggest surprise of the year? So, if you guys don't know, I have 3 cows, but I have 2 cows at my property right now. They kind of go back and forth from the ranch. So, hold on, please pause. Okay, sorry, my husband was calling. So it says, what is the single biggest, or just the biggest surprise of the year? So I was talking about my cows. So let me make this timeline. Hopefully I can explain this well. But we brought our cows over here in May of 2022, like the end of May. And at our property, we don't have any bulls, but where they were, there were. So the hope was for them to get pregnant before we moved them. We didn't do like a test on them or anything, so it was kind of just a luck of the draw. So we moved them. My big black cow Daisy, we knew for sure was pregnant, and I was 100% certain Hash Brown, my brown cow, was not pregnant. So Daisy had her calf, I want to say late January, early February-ish. And then probably 3 weeks later, all of a sudden Hash Brown was pregnant. And I'm not going to get into any much details about how we could tell, but just there are certain signs that cows are getting near the birth process. It's called springing, and that is what she did. And so we ended up with a surprise calf last year. So that was really exciting, and that was just honestly a great surprise. It was super cute. What is the biggest mistake of the year? I don't know. I can't think of that one either. So the next one is, what was the most fun I had this year? Probably when Jacob and I went on our anniversary trip. We had a really, really good time. And I think that's something we'll want to do annually. We really enjoyed that. And then what is the best memory of this year? Probably same thing. I think we really, really enjoyed that anniversary trip. And I think we'll probably try and, like I said, go there this year as well. What are 3 words to describe this past year? Let's say rewarding, because I left my job at KPMG, or my public accounting firm, and found a better one. So I would say rewarding. And then I would say learning. What's like educational? We've learned a lot just with being homeowners. We've learned a lot with family. We've learned a lot. Educational. And then what's the last one? Okay, rewarding, educational, and exhausting. I think I'm just gonna go with that because we've just been doing a lot. Jacob works 6 days a week, most weeks. We've been going. And then it says, if I could travel back to the beginning of the year, what advice would I give myself? I think this one is stick to your boundaries, know your worth, don't be a pushover, just listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. And then the last one says, what's the status of goals I set last year and what goals do I want to set for the year going forward? So we've already talked about the goals. I think overall I did do pretty well. I want to say I've achieved like 75% of my goals, and then we'll talk about my 2024 goals in another video. But that is my little reflection for the year. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about are my top 5 favorite books that I read this year. I read 60 books total this year, so narrowing it down to 5 was actually hard, and I did kind of cheat, which I'll show you. But the first of my favorite books I read, which honestly was probably my favorite book, is actually the very first book I read. I read this all in one day, and it's The Silent Patient. I read this January 1st of 2023. This book was so good, and if anybody is looking for a thriller, this is the book I always recommend. I've had my mom read it, I've had my grandma read it, I've had my best friend read it. So good. This one, it got me. This is one of those, like, usually I can figure out in thrillers like the whodunits, but this one was good. Always recommend. So first one is Silent Patient, and then the next one I want to talk about is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I think I saw Tara Michelle rave about this one, so I thought I would give it a shot, and I also loved it. This is about a girl who lives in a small town, or she like visits a small town, and her best friend lives there as well, and then they fall in love in like high school, they break up, and then they reconnect, and this is just a cute, cheesy peasy love story. And then along the lines of cheesy peasy love story was Maggie Moves On by Lucy Score. I just thought this was interesting. It's about a YouTuber who's doing like a little YouTube series in a small town, meets the boy, falls in love, cheesy little love story. But I thought this one was really cute, and I actually really enjoyed this author. I have on my TBR the Knockout, whatever they are series, so that's actually going to be some of the first books I read, hopefully in 2024, because I do like her style of writing. But this was cute as well. And then on a not so cute note is Ocean Prey by John, what's his name? Sanford. And I've honestly never heard of it, but this is like a whole series that they do. And what I liked about this was it was actually super unique and not like a thriller that I've read before. So this one says, an off-duty Coast Guardsman is fishing with his family when he calls in some suspicious behavior from a nearby boat. It's a snazzy craft, slick and outfitted with extra horsepower, and is zipping along until it slows to pick up a surface diver. A diver who was apparently alone without his own boat in the middle of the ocean. None of it makes sense unless there's something hinky going on, and his hunch is proved right when all 3 guardsmen who come out to investigate are shot and killed. They're federal officers killed on the job, which means the case is on the FBI's turf. When the FBI's investigation stalls out, they call Lucas Davenport, and when the case turns lethal, Davenport will need to bring in every asset he can claim, including a detective with a fundamentally criminal mind. So this was like very FBI Criminal Minds-ish. It was really good. It was definitely not like anything that I've read before. So I now have this author on like my watch list. So if I see any of his books at like thrift stores, I definitely want to pick them up and see if they're as good as this one. But I really enjoyed this one because it was just really different. And then lastly, which is my cheat, is the Chase. Well, okay, let me rephrase. I think this is like 2 different series. It's by the same author, and it's like similar, like all the characters are related. It's Elle Kennedy. It's like the Off Campus series, and then this is like the first in the Briar U series. So there's, I think in the Briar U series there's 4 books, and then in the Off Campus series there's 5, and then each story follows a different character, but they're all kind of related, if that makes sense. Like her brother has a story in a different book. I don't know. But these were just really interesting. They're just cheesy peasy love stories. If you're ever looking for like a quick read, a quick little romance story, I would definitely recommend any of these. You don't have to read them in order. I think very little actually like follows in order. For the most part, it's all just kind of individual and independent. So this was a cute series. I like these books. I wish there were more. I actually have all of them. So I got the last one for Christmas, which I'm excited about. But yeah, those are my favorite books that I read in 2023. And with that, we're going to go ahead and close out this video and say goodbye to 2023. And I'll see you guys in my next video, which will likely be hello to 2024. So see you in my next one. Bye.